And in this video I'm going to be doing a review on the STI, which is one of the new tanks that was introduced in patch 1.3. Obviously the others being the T150, the KV3, the KV4, the STI and the ICE-4. So the STI is basically the tier 9 heavy tank for the new Russian heavy tank line, and it is awesome. So unlike the M103, the STI has basically got armor, well, M103 also has armor, but only frontally. So the STI's top competitor is going to be the E75, because they're both pretty slow, but the STI is much faster. They've both got hard-hitting guns, and yeah, they're just armored. So taking a look at the info, STI's got 1,780 hit points with the top turret, and it's got 140 hull armor, which is sloped, as you can see right there at the front, and I think that driver attaches a weak spot, I'm not sure. And then you got 140 at the sides. I don't know if it has spaced armor or not. And then you've got 100 at the rear, and for the turret it's 250 at the front and then 160 at the sides and rear. So STI also weighs 60 tons. I've got it fully equipped, so got 60 tons there, and it's got 650 horsepower engine, but I'm using the stock engine, and it's got a 40km speed limit, which is actually pretty quick. The E75's got 30km speed limit, but it weighs so much more. And the traverse speed for the STI is 19, whereas the turret traverse is 16. So onto the upgrades, you've got what you're gonna start off with is either the BL9 from the IS-3 or the D25T. So if you get the STI and you haven't gone through the IS-7 line, then it's gonna be such a painful grind, because you have to get the BL9, which is 55,000 XP, which is the top gun on the IS-3. So you have to get that, and then you've got to get the turret, which is another 32,000 XP, and then you've got to get the M62, which is it's really painful, I'd say. But I had the IS-7 unlocked, so I had all this. I just had to get the turret. So yeah, the STI is basically painful if you haven't gone through the IS-7, so if you want to get this tank, you should probably go through the IS-7s to make the grinds less painful. So you've got the BL9, the D25T, and the M62, and the M62 is also the top gun on the IS-4, so yay. So the stock turret, you've got massive, it's terrible, to be fair. So compared to the top turret, it loses 80mm of armor at the front, but it does get 10 at the sides, and the stock turret is lighter. It's got 2 degrees better turret reverse, but 10 meters less view range, which you can see right there. So for the upgrades, what I'd do is go just for the turret and the gun, really, because you can get the engine and the tracks, but the engine only adds 50 horsepower more, and for 28,750 experience, I really don't think that's worth it. And then the tracks add just 1 degree of traverse speed, so personally I'm just going to skip those and go on to the S4, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, the STI, just have a look at the M62. Wait, no, let's do the D25 first. So the D25, I think you can get it first either on the IS or the KV3. So the D25 is for tier 7. It's really good. For tier 8, it's bad, and then for tier 9, it's awful. You should never be using this gun. That's why, if you haven't gone through the i7 line, you should be going through the line to make the grind less painful. So the D25 has 175mm of penetration with AP, 217 with APCR, and then 61 with HE. So it does 400 damage on average, and it's got 0.46, which is 0.08 less than the M62, and it's got that 3.4 second aiming time that all the 122mm guns of the Russians have. So moving on to the BL9, which is what you probably should start with. It gets 4.62 rounds a minute. It's got 225mm of penetration, which is just about enough to get the job done for a stock grind, I guess. And it's got 265 with the gold rounds, which is APCR, which lose penetration with distance, but have, I think they have bonuses to normalization, I'm not sure. And then you've got 68mm of HE, so obviously they do 400, 400, 500 with AP, APCR and high explosive, but the accuracy is actually much better than the D25T. It's 0.4, and it's still got that 3.4 second aiming time. And then you've got the M62T2, which is the best gun on the STI. You can get it on the IS-8 and the IS-4, so I already had it unlocked because I went through the IS-8, so yeah. So the M62 has 4.77 rate of fire, and the penetration was actually silent nerfed in the most recent patch, because they didn't mention it in the patch notes, but it used to be 268 with AP, and it used to have ridiculous heat penetration at 400, but it seems to have been silent nerfed when the new line came. So yeah, it's got 258 with AP, 340 with heat, which I think it doesn't lose penetration with distance, but also doesn't do well with spaced armor, so you shouldn't aim at spaced armor. And you've got 68mm of HE, and average damage is 420, 420, and then 500. And it's got 0.38 accuracy, which is actually pretty decent for a a Russian tank, but it's got that standard 3.4 second aiming time. So that's the STI in a nutshell. It is really awesome. And for the equipment and stuff, I go for gun rammer, because you should have this on every single tank that can mount it. I go for gun laying drive because it's a slow tank. You're not really going to be firing on the move much. You're not in a medium, so I really don't go for that, for vert stabs. And then obviously for vents, because it helps out. For consumables, I go for my usual setup, which is small repair kit for, like, if you get tracked, or just one module gets damaged, and then multi-purpose restoration for if a crew is injured, if you get set on fire and stuff like that, or all at once. And the restoration, basically, you can use it as many times as you want in a battle. It costs 5,000 each time you use it, and it has a 60-second cooldown after you use it. So you use it, and then it cools down for 60 seconds, and then you can use it again. And then just for extra combat rations. So yeah, that's what I go with. So the STI is also a departure from the KV4, which I really hated. Like, it is a good tank, but I just didn't like it, so because I skipped the engine, because I really didn't see a need for it, and I really didn't want to play that tank much more. But it is a good tank. It's 100 tons, so yeah, most people probably like it, but it just wasn't for me. Alright, so there's the STI. So it basically has no spaced armor, unlike, I don't think it has any spaced armor unlike the E75, so it's got a stronger turret, it's got this weak spot there, and compared to the E75, it has a faster rate of fire, and it has more overall penetration by 12mm, I think, for the normal, yeah, the AP rounds. And yeah, overall, I think the STI is better than the E75, because STI is faster, it's got more rate of fire, it's got more penetration, which is where the E75 lacks. But the E75 I think has more overall armor than the STI. Alright, so we're gonna see what the STI is like in the game. Alright, so we're on Copperfield in the STI, and it's a tier 9 game. So I'm one of 3 tier 9s on the team. Don't know where. Oh my god, that's really not good. The other tier 9s are going to the wrong spot, I guess, but since the enemy team have got no mediums, so there's really no reason for them to be going down there. So I think the STI should be able to handle like this kind of situation. Because of the aiming system you've got in Blitz, it'll probably get penetrated more, unlike on PC. So we're gonna set up in this position, which is where I usually go. Oh, yeah. Shoot at this T28, who seems to have the 105. No, shoot it low instead. The M62's also got fast reload, but I've only got a 75% crew, so yeah, it's still fast, but it's not as fast. Took a blind shot there, but I think it hit the wood that's around there. And I just bounced a shot. Might as well take another blind shot. Alright. Was that? I think that was. Oh my god. This really isn't good. Alright, so I'm going to focus on the M103 here, because he's the more dangerous target. Oh, that's unlucky. I only did track damage to him. Just bouncing shots with very strong turret armor. This guy's basically just a free kill for me, I'd say. The low isn't a really good tank, so even probably with the buff, I don't think it's good. It's just terrible. Alright, so we've got a Tiger 2 trying to charge across. Put a shot into him, and then IS-8 finishes him. Alright, so this is where you either see an advantage or a disadvantage about the STI. We've got an M103 charging here by tunnel visioning, and now he sees me. So I'm going to angle here to make my armor more effective and move back and forth to make aiming harder. So I tried to go for the M103's Corolla, but he obviously bounced. Alright, so I got a shot at the T28 here. It's not a good one, but it's... Alright, so I finish him off. And the M103 just snapshots me. Alright, so take a shot at him. M103 bounces, trying to fire on the move, and now I think he's going to try and run away, but hopefully my gun reloads. And nope. Oh wait, no it doesn't. I just kill off this low instead then. And then go hunt the M103. Don't think I'm really gonna... Yeah, he's dead. Alright, so that's game over. Pretty decent, I guess. Alright, so also in 1.3, there was a new battle results screen introduced, which I really like. It gives you more details to what you did. And also you got these mastery badges here, because on PC they show up even if, like, say you get an ace tanker, and then you can just get it over and over and over again. So you can know when you've got an ace tanker or not, or any other. So got a first class medal. I don't know how I got a patrol duty medal. I got a steel wall, which you really shouldn't be surprised about. And that was 5,313 on my triple. So I came on top on the team for damage and experience, and you can see there it shows you how many awards you got, and you can click on other players to see how well they did. And for the detailed, you got when the battle started, you got the damage, like It's a shame that it doesn't show potential damage received, which I really would have liked to see here. You've got the efficiency, like who you damaged and what you damaged. So like for this low, I took out his driver. I did 1,100 damage to him. And then you've got the credits, which is basically just how much you made or lost. And you've got the experience. And then you've got all the awards again. And this part shows you how much, like, your progress to an award. So, for example, Hunter, I destroyed one German tank that has a name like that, and it was the low, so it tells you. So that's what I really like about this. Alright, so again in the STI, and this time on 4 in another tier 9 game, where so they've got an extra tier 9 where, so yeah, that can really make a difference. They've got 3 tier 9 heavies and 1 medium, and looks like our 704 is AFK. Yep, so we could lose this pretty easily. So yeah, I'm probably going to need help here going down there, because that's where the important fight is, but it looks like the team does not want to join us, which is just great. So there's a Panther here, I'll probably shoot at. Oh, alright, I need to back up, there's an M103. So all he does is just take our tracks off, which is fine. Made a really narrow shot there with that ice 8. Alright, so yeah. This ice 8. Oh, I really rushed that shot. I shouldn't have rushed it. So the M103 bounces, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and try to side scrape in a minute. C29 needs to move out of the way. I'll try to take hits for him. Just waiting for them to come out now. And there's... So the STI is also really good at side scraping. Oh, the M103 is trying to turret in front of me. That's a big mistake. M103's got no armor on its side or rear, so he really shouldn't have done that. So right now he's exposing himself again. Oh, he's side scraping, yeah, that's why. So I'm gonna go ahead and surprise him. Not really, but I'll attack since... Yeah, I've got support as well, so... Alright, the E75 penetrated me. So, I'm gonna focus on him. No, the E7... Yeah, both of them was fine, actually. Alright, so now we can just attack through. Load HE. Ah, too late. Alright, and there's 7-1. That's pretty decent, I guess. Not great, but decent. So got a 3rd class and a Confederate medal. And we came on top for damage on our team and experience on our team. So yeah, pretty decent. So I managed to damage 4 people. So 8 shots fired, 6 hit and 6 penetrated. So I did 2,500 damage and I received 6 hits and 3 bounced and 3 didn't, so yeah. So I managed to take out the Patton's radio operator. So yeah, pretty decent.